Good evening, everyone. This is Wayne, and this is the video version of the trade report for Wednesday, February 7th, 2018. It looked like we were going to get another day like yesterday, where we closed higher, we could breathe a sigh of relief and say, okay, Monday's nightmare to the downside is over, and we've all woken up and it was just a bad dream. But unfortunately, even though we did get some decent price action to the upside, we unfortunately were victimized by the downside as well. And as the extended session is trading, we are moving lower. So it is beginning to feel like this market hasn't quite finished the job it started last Friday. Yesterday, we had a little bit of a bounce up off of the lows of Monday, which is not necessarily something that is out of the context of what would be considered normal for a big down move, kind of a recovery move. They call it a dead possum bounce. And then a little bit of follow through, but then return to the ways of the previous trading, which unfortunately at this point is to the downside. So we are looking at, in my opinion, a relatively high probability of moving to the downside. Now, how far down am I thinking we may go? Well, I use Fibonacci levels, Fibonacci trading indicator to measure how far a move can go. And I've been using this daily indicator that's been coming in pretty accurately over the last few sessions. The next stop to the downside is at 2610. We are currently at 2663, so about a 53-point move. Now, the low of the Monday extended session was 25.29, and markets like to retest previous lows and previous highs. So I have to look at this market, and I have to look at it from a technical perspective as well as a fundamental perspective, and I need to look at it from the standpoint of the sentiment that is currently at play in the market. And the sentiment right now is somewhat fearful. There is definitely some bearish energy in this market. This market has not recovered completely from the standpoint of the volatility that's been in place over the last few sessions. And even though it's subsided a little bit, there is still some rather significant movement in the volatility space as it relates to the movement of the VIX. So at this point, everyone I'm talking to, I am making the recommendation or the suggestion, if you will, that they go to cash. There's really no reason to be in this market right now. Seriously. This is not a buy on the dip opportunity, folks. This is different. This is not a market that is going to just roll over and say, oh, okay, we went down as far as we needed to and we corrected. Now it's all good. This is not a textbook move. This is a kind of move where the machines and the algorithms and the computers are involved, and they basically want more of what they've just experienced. Think of it this way. Think of it like this market is a shark and it's just tasted blood. It's in a bit of a frenzy. So while I'm not here to incite fear, I am here to share concern. And this market is definitely to be concerned about. So if we closed higher today, I would be feeling a little less concerned at this point, but we didn't close higher today. In fact, we closed quite a bit lower, and we're continuing to go down, and volatility is continuing to rise. These are all of the ingredients, if you will, for lower prices in the financial markets. And because we closed lower, when the Asian and European markets open, and we've talked about this, there's kind of this cascading snowball effect that takes hold, and the markets begin to kind of move in unison in the direction of the dominant move, which today was to the downside. So that's where we are. There's really not a lot else to go over. The markets have some things to work out still, and the machines and the algorithms and the computers are in charge here. And as I speak, this market's going lower. So, I mean, it's not like I don't care that I'm right. I'm just concerned about the fact that we may end up with another day like Monday tomorrow. And I want everyone to hopefully be able to take heed and make the necessary decisions and choices about their portfolio going forward. So, excuse me. I've been talking to a lot of people today about this, and my voice is a little raw, so I do apologize. So on that note, I think I will call it a video. I wish there was more I could say to maybe assuage the fear, maybe give you a little bit more insight, but there's really none more to share. The market, I believe, is going to go lower, and we'll see. I could be wrong. That's probably the best news I can give anyone right now. And that's the caveat that I issue no matter what, because I have no idea what the market's going to do next. But I've been through enough downturns in the financial markets to know and feel a market that looks and feels like it's got more downside in it. And that's what this market feels and looks like. So trade safe, folks, and cash is king. All right, good night and good trading.